Hello, welcome back to the channel. If you are new here, welcome. My name is Will. I'm a creative business owner and content creator. If you are returning, welcome back. I apologize for no video last week. I was going to film one. I was on a trip up north. I was going to film one, but I decided to just unplug and enjoy the weekend and take a weekend off. So sue me, I apologize, but we are back. And this week, the video is slightly different. I feel like I said that every week, but this one, the structure of it is slightly different. I've been journaling a lot more. I've always been into writing. I've always been a rather consistent writer, but recently I've been a little more intentional with it. I've realized that thinking, reflecting, followed by action is more valuable than like 99% of the books that you read. And so because of this, I've been trying to be more intentional with my writing and journaling and reflecting on life, business, and this journey that I am on and that I'm sure many of you are on as well if you are a creative. And so in today's video, I want to essentially just read a few of my entries, so to speak, over the last week because I feel as if, or I believe that they provide a lot of value for me as a creative business owner and a creative entrepreneur. And I think and believe that they will also offer a lot of value to you. So without hesitation, let's just jump in. We know what it means to be good and full. We are aware of what our thoughts and actions mean. We know what we must do, so do it. Any excuse or avoidance to this truth is a poor attempt at an easy life. You know what it means to serve, to fulfill your duty, and to be right, so do it. If you've been following me for a long time, you know that I hold very strongly the belief that we are all given a purpose or a passion or a skill that we are innately good at or gifted at. And it is our duty to offer that to the world. Whether that means you start a business with it, whether that means you pursue a career or a job in it, or you follow it as a side project. Regardless, I believe that we all have a duty to offer it to the world at whatever capacity we are able to. Now, a lot of people will say they don't know what their passion is. They don't know what they're supposed to do. But the problem with that is that when I said passion or when I said what you want to do or dream or however you might want to word it, something immediately popped into your head. Regardless of what it is and how ridiculous it may be, something popped into your head. If you are into music, chances are that you have a dream of being a musician, but the voice in your head immediately shot that down. But the key here in the practice that you need to instill in yourself is to acknowledge what it is that you are meant to do and actually do it and take action upon it because it is your duty to yourself and to the world that you do it. And you already know what it is. So take action. Stop ignoring and avoiding what it is that you know you need to do because you think it might be easy, right? It's very easy to feel or to have the passion, say, of being a videographer. It's very easy to know that, but to avoid it and not do it because you are afraid of failure. That's an easy route to take, and you're not doing yourself and the world justice by taking that route. You have a duty to do it and act upon it. It is not meant to be easy, but that does not mean it is wrong. Feet are made for walking. Walking far and long can hurt and can cause soreness. Does that mean a foot is not meant for walking? No. So long as you are doing what you are meant to do, pain is natural, it is nature. So obviously this is a little similar to what I previously read, but it often feels, especially if you are a creative business owner, that what you're doing is difficult and it feels like there is a lot of friction, which can oftentimes be misinterpreted as it being wrong. However, I believe that friction and difficulty and hardship and things not feeling right is a sign that you are doing the right thing. If everything you're doing in life is easy and you are just coasting by and you're never being challenged and you're never being pushed, you're not growing. And if you're not growing and if you're not improving, then what is the point? Like if you're not challenging yourself to be the best version of yourself every day, if you're not constantly putting yourself in situations that you don't inherently know the answer to, what is the point of anything? Like if you are passionate. I know I keep bringing up videography, but obviously it's, top of mind. But if you are a passionate videographer and you want to start a business doing it, and you start a business and 3 months in, it's not working and it's not clicking, and you just give up, what's the point then after that? Like, the point is to find those roadblocks, to find that hardship, and to solve the problems that you have in your life, so then you can adapt and transform and grow and improve. That is literally the point. Literally, the point is to become a better version of yourself, or strive to be a better version of yourself every single day. So just because it hurts your feet to walk doesn't mean your feet aren't made for walking. Just because there is friction and it is difficult to start the business, to chase that career in the thing that you are passionate about, just because it's hard doesn't mean it's wrong. It's not meant to be easy, and that's the point. The point is that it is hard and that it is challenging, and because it is made for a select few who are willing to go through that and to learn, improve, grow, fail, and travel along this journey. All right, the last one that I have for you. The world is not happening to us. What we perceive as good or bad could be felt the opposite way by the whole. Everything we feel and think is internal perspective. If we are to live a fulfilling and meaningful life, we should leave our perspective and see the world. What is our place in it? What role are we meant to play? Are we living in accordance with nature? Everything could really be summarized in this entire entry by just saying, are we living in accordance with nature? But what this means is, oftentimes, especially again as creatives, we will feel like we are a victim to whatever is happening in our lives. We feel that our business isn't working because we just don't have the opportunity. People just don't understand our creations and our artwork, or whatever it might be. We very easily fall in this cycle, in this trap of playing the victim and blaming our hardship on the world. But if you stop and think and understand that everybody is living a life as unique and complex as yours, you can relieve this responsibility of all of the bad shit that's happening to you in your life and focus on the actual actions versus what your actions are creating. What do I mean by that? If we go about our life thinking that everybody is living to please and to serve us, we're going to be disappointed when opportunities don't arise, or when we fail, or when bad shit happens. But when you understand that everybody is living a life completely separate and equally complex as yours, you realize that we're all living together with nature and not individually, and they're not living for you. And so all the bad shit that you think's happening because of you, you realize that that is just part of nature, and bad things and good things are just going to happen. And so if you can accept that, you can then begin to just focus on the actions, your day-to-day activities that are going to help you improve. Obviously, you should have, foresight, and you should have goals and ambitions and want to achieve large outcomes. But it's not about how those outcomes dictate your emotional state or your motivation. It's how your actions, how you choose to act that should dictate your, emotional well-being, how you feel about yourself, your confidence, and whatnot. All we can control is what we do. And so if you can learn to just focus on actions and not outcomes, the outcomes will be much more fulfilling, and you can be much more proud about where you are versus hoping you can be proud when you maybe get to that end outcome. I hope that helped. I think as a creative, it is wildly important to think and reflect and then act on those reflections. I heard it from Naval. I don't think it was a Naval quote, but he said one time in an interview, if everybody could sit alone in a room for 30 minutes, all of the world's problems would be solved. And I think that's very true. A lot of us, especially again as creatives, we get in this cycle in our heads of like self-doubt and wondering, what if this doesn't work, or why isn't this working, getting frustrated. And then when we get frustrated on our business, we begin to doubt our actual creative work and our skills and our talents. And when you actually just take the time to slow down, to think about what you are doing, how far you've come, the progress you've made, the actions you're taking, and reflect on it, and maybe even write about it and journal about it so you can go back and read it. and then to take those reflections and act upon them, sometimes that's all it really takes to create extreme clarity in your life. I know from personal experience that I used to bounce around a lot. I used to not know what I was doing, why I was doing it, and where I was headed. But as soon as I started just reflecting and thinking about what I was doing, why I was doing it, and how I was going to get there, the path becomes much more clear when you just have that, insane purpose and clarity. And that's done through thought, reflection, followed by action. Don't forget the action part. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this week's video. We're back to our normal schedule of every Saturday morning or afternoon. But if you guys didn't like this week's video, please drop a like, comment, and subscribe down below. And I will see you next week. Peace.